Good morning, everyone. Good morning, our Temple for Toddlers families. Good morning, Rabbi
Hello.
Rachel and Miss Wendy.
Boker Tov.
It's good to be with you
Welcome.
guys.
Yeah, yes, good to be with you all this morning. We're so excited for our Temple for Toddlers for, I think we're in April, right? I don't even remember what month it is anymore. I think it's April.
We
So we're,
are in April, April
we're so
22nd.
excited. Springtime. And we're going to kick off our Temple for Toddlers this month with some Miss Wendy songs. So you can take it
Woohoo!
away, Miss Wendy. Wake us up with some music.
Shalom, my Haverim, my friends. It's nice to be together again. Let's sing, let's dance, let's have some fun. Let's share our joy with everyone. Cause we're so glad to be with you. It's true. We're so glad to be with you. Can everybody clap their hands? Let's clap our hands, stomp our feet. Let's move our bodies to the beat. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll have some fun. Let's share our joy with everyone. Cause we're so glad to be with you. We're so glad to be with you. Oh, you know what's so wonderful when we wake up in the morning and we say thank you to God for helping us wake up and have everything work the way it's supposed to work. Everybody repeat after me. Ah, ooh, oh, ah, ooh, oh. A way to say ah, a way to say ooh, a way to say oh, thank God I'm alive. A way to say ah, a way to say ooh, a way to say oh, thank God I'm alive. A miracle happened today. Was I aware? Did I even care? A miracle happened today. And did I pause enough to find a way to say ah, a way to say ooh, a way to say oh, thank God I'm alive.
Oh, Miss Wendy, that's still one of my favorites. And obviously, my teenager was loving that song. She still remembers singing it with you at Temple for Toddlers, and she's almost 16.
Oh,
So it
stop it.
just keeps the gift that keeps on giving. So thank you for that.
You're so welcome.
Well, we have been working so hard all year on our Shabbat boxes. So we have done our Kiddush cups, we've decorated our Shabbat box, we've made a Shabbat placemat, we have made a Kiddush cup, we have made challah, and we've made a challah cover. So I think we've done pretty much everything I can think of that we would do on Friday. But what we haven't done is how we end Shabbat, which is Havdalah. So today you're actually going to be working on lots of different Havdalah projects. But does anyone know what Havdalah is about? So I think Rabbi Rachel would be the best person to talk about what is Havdalah, and maybe she could even tell us a story. And then after our stories, we will talk all about art projects to make our Havdalah dreams come true. So Rabbi Rachel, can you teach us a little bit about Havdalah?
I would love to. Havdalah is a beautiful, beautiful ceremony, and it happens in our homes on Saturday evenings. It happens when you can see 3 stars in the sky. That's when you know that Shabbat is over and it's time to make Havdalah. And it's really a ceremony all about separation. We separate Shabbat from the rest of the week. We separate what makes Shabbat holy and special from the rest of the week, which is wonderful in its own way, but is regular and isn't as special or as holy as Shabbat. For the ceremony, we need a whole bunch of supplies. So one of them is a Kiddush cup with some grape juice or wine. You need a candle, and you need your spices, your bisamim. I love how they smell. And there's a special order that we say the prayers in. And there's also, ooh, sorry, you can hear my dishwasher going in the background. There's a special order that we say the prayers in. And it reminds us of all of our senses. We see the light of the candle with our eyes. We taste the wine. We smell the spices, we touch each other, we put our arms around each other, and we touch all of the different symbols. And and of course we sing the blessings, and so we hear the blessings. And it's something that, sometimes it's hard to say goodbye, and sometimes we need all of our senses to say goodbye to Shabbat and to bring us into the week ahead. So the story that I wanted to tell you this morning was actually written by a little girl named Alice Myers. I adapted it a little bit, but she is a kid not much older than you, and she told this beautiful story called My Havdalah Set on a podcast called The Stories We Tell. It's not new anymore, but there are episodes upon episodes of stories that are really family friendly and have lovely messages. So it's a podcast from the URJ that if you're into podcasts, that's a fun thing to listen to. So anyway, this is a story by a little girl named Alice Myers. Here it goes. On a small table in a big house sit a candle, a sack, and a cup. These items are all very special. The candle has 3 wicks and braided wax. The sack is filled with the best smelling spices. It has cloves, it could have cinnamon, it could have lavender, any kind of really fragrant and beautiful spices. And the cup is made of silver. Every Saturday night when 3 stars appear in the sky, it's time for Havdalah, the transition from Shabbat, the Jewish day of rest, to the new week. Every time that we make Havdalah, these items are used. And every week, the little girl Amy, who lives in the house with her parents, would carefully take out the candle, the sack, and also the cup, and she'd place it on the kitchen counter where her mom would light the candle, and her Ima would pour the wine into the cup until it was just about overflowing. But this particular Saturday afternoon, Amy noticed that the 3 items, the candle, the cup, and the sack, they were arguing. "I can't wait for tonight," the sack squealed. "Why?" asked the candle. "It's not like you're the most important. The only one who should be excited is me." "And why is that?" the cup intervened. "Well," began the candle, "I am the most important, so I should be the most excited. You 2 are just lowly, small additions." As you can imagine, the cup and the sack were not so happy to hear this. "Ha!" laughed the cup. "I am the most important. The first blessing is said over me. I symbolize joy. You are only a candle. Your flame is extinguished when it's dipped in my wine. I am certainly more important than you." "Hello, you are forgetting something," the sack chimed in. "I am the most important. I bring the whole family together as they pass me from one family member to the next, smelling my sweet spices, smiling at each other. I contain the sweetness that helps them not feel sadness when we start a new week." The candle laughed. "Ha ha ha, you are forgetting. I am the tallest. I am the one that casts light and darkness over their palms. I can shed light or darkness over them." The candle puffed out his chest. The sack chuckled. "Ha ha ha, you ever hear of a shadow?" Suddenly, Amy, the little girl, ran in. She carefully lifted the tray with the 3 items on there. Amy's Ima said the prayer over the wine. Then Amy said the blessing over the spices. And next, Amy's mom said the blessing over the candle. Then the most magical thing happened. Amy, her mom, and her Ima all placed their arms around each other as they sang the melody together. And then finally, the family said goodbye to Shabbat by extinguishing the candle into the wine. The candle, the sack, and the cup, they all looked at each other, and they knew that each one was as important as the next. The candle shed light onto everyone. The cup brought joy and gladness, and the sack reminded everyone not only of the sweetness of Shabbat, but the sweetness in each one of their lives. And so we remember with Havdalah, just like all of the different pieces, each one of us plays a part. Each one of us plays a part in our families. Each one of us plays a special part in the world around us. And it's a nice lesson that we can learn from all of these sacred items.
What a wonderful story, Rabbi Rachel. I have a question for you. I never knew this growing up, but I've been told that, yes, we celebrate and do the ceremony of Havdalah when we see 3 stars in the sky on Saturday night, but that we're allowed to actually do Havdalah until Tuesday at noon.
Absolutely. Because it's one of those things where the truth is Shabbat ends whether or not we make Havdalah. But Havdalah is such a beautiful ritual, and it lets us enter the week in the right frame of mind. So there's really no reason not to do that all the way into Sunday and Monday and even up through Tuesday morning. By the time we get to the midday on Tuesday, we're already thinking about next Shabbat. So it's like already a little bit late, but certainly the earliest you can do it is when you see those 3 stars in the sky. The latest you can do it is up through Tuesday around noon.
Wonderful. Thank you. Should we do Havdalah?
Yes.
Ya la 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 ya la la 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 ya la 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 ya 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 la la la. So our first blessing is over the Kiddush cup. And you taught me, Rabbi Rachel, that on Shabbat we fill our Kiddush cups with all of our hopes and dreams for what Shabbat might be. I love that. So I'm going to say those dreams and hopes are still in there. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei pri hagafen Borei pri hagafen. If you can't sing the Nigun with me, Yalalai lai yalalai Yalalai lai yalalai Yalalai lai yalalai Yalalai lai yalalai. Oh, smell your spices. Oh, they always make me so happy and make me think of family and meals together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei minei bisamim Borei minei bisamim. Yalalai lai yalalai Yalalai lai yalalai 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 lai Yalalai lai yalalai. Oh, Rabbi Rachel, that flame is amazing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei me'orei ha'esh Borei me'orei ha'esh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamavdil bein kodesh l'chol Hamavdil bein kodesh l'chol. We say goodbye, then we say hello. We light the candle and we watch it glow. We smell the spices, oh they smell so fine. We dip the candle in the wine. We say Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov. May God bless you with a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Looking forward to Shabbat again, a time when we can be together again. I just can't wait for that challah bread. Shavua tov to you, my friends.
No, one of my favorite things about Havdalah is that we know that the Messiah, which is kind of a big concept, but the Messiah is basically somebody who's going to bring a better time to us. Somebody who's going to let us know that the time has come when everybody is going to get along, when there will be peace, not only all over on earth, but peace between family members. Everybody will have enough. Everybody will be enough. It'll just be this wonderful time. The Messiah can't come on Shabbat because the Messiah is resting too. The Messiah can come the moment that Shabbat ends. So we sing a special song called Eliyahu Hanavi. It's a song about Elijah the prophet. It's the same Elijah that we talk about in our Seders. He is going to come and he is going to let us know that the Messiah is on our way. So as soon as Shabbat ends, we welcome Elijah because we want that Messiah to come. We want there to be a better time for all of us. So Miss Wendy, I'm wondering if we could sing a song about Elijah together.
I think so. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bin Hara v'Yameinu, Yavo Aleinu, Imoshiach ben David, Imoshiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Okay, who's ready for some Havdalah art projects?
Let's do it.
We have 3 art projects this month. So I'm going to just show you what you'll need or what's already in your box you'll have to do this project. So the first one we're going to do is inside of the box should be a wooden candlestick holder, which will hold our Havdalah candle. And there's also be this little gold piece that I'll show you how to do at the end. So as you can see, I have been hard at work making our beautiful candlestick here. There's also in the box should be a bag full of permanent markers. So these are permanent markers. If you don't want to use that, you can certainly use washable markers on it as well. So you can do whatever you'd like on the candlestick. The markers work really well. So I'm just going to finish the top of my candle here real quick while we're finishing it. And so it makes it really easy. The colors come out perfect. So enjoy the permanent markers. Again, if you want to do something a little less scary, feel free to do the just your own washable markers that you have at home. So when you're done and your candlestick is dry, you're just going to insert the gold piece that goes in the top. This is a good job for parents, not for little fingers, because it can get pinched in there. So at the end, you'll be able to have this little gold piece that will help to hold your candle in. And inside of the box as well, you have your own Havdalah candle, which will fit inside of our candlestick holder. Woo. And you will also have some matches that I included as well. So you'll have everything you need to do your the candle. The next one, I think we'll talk Kiddush cup. So there is so the last Kiddush cup we made for Shabbat on Friday was one of our plastic stemless glasses that we did, my most favorite, which is Mod Podge. This time we have a real glass Kiddush cup. So be careful with the stem. There should be a bag inside of the box that has little cups of paint. And it should say on there for glass wine glass, or it could say for Havdalah set. These are acrylic paints, which are different than the other paints you're going to see in your box. There is another bag of paints that only has 3 colors in it that we're going to use next month for our Tzedakah box. But this one should have.
As a mom, I have to tell you, I'm so grateful that you're telling me the difference between the paints, because I do not know. So this is really helpful.
Yes, this is acrylic paint, which is different. So again, please put a smock on, roll sleeves up. It has to be specifically acrylic paints for this project. There should also be one of my fabulous favorite sponge brushes that are in there as well. So what you're going to do, and the kids I think will have a lot of fun with this, is you're just going to use the paints however you'd like to. They dry really quick. And so my masterpiece, as you can see, is just sponge painting the different colors that we included. So you're going to go all along the outside of the glass. You can also do the bottom of, or like the top of the stem or the base of the stem, whatever you'd like to do. Just don't do the inside of the glass. That wouldn't be so good. So once everything is painted to what you like and you are, everything is dry, I'm going to be sending everybody in my email that I send out with the link to this video, the instructions, because you are actually going to bake this glass. I know it sounds weird because normally we don't do a lot of baking of glassware, but you're going to let this dry and you're going to make sure everything, all the different layers have dried. You're going to actually put this glass in a cool oven because the glass has to heat gradually with the oven to avoid breaking. So do not place this in your hot oven. You're going to place it in a cool oven. You're going to set your oven temperature to 350 degrees. And once the temperature has been reached at 350, set a timer to allow the glass to bake for 30 minutes. After that 30 minutes is over, you'll turn the oven off and let the glass cool down completely before you remove it from the oven. So this is a cured wine glass project. So you can't wash the glass for about 72 hours after you baked it. But once that 72 hours has passed, you can hand wash this. I wouldn't recommend putting it in the dishwasher, but you can hand wash it. And I would not microwave it. So just use this special glass for Havdalah, hand wash it, and you should be good to go. So I don't have a finished product of what it would look like, but it's going to look very similar to what this is. Your paint's not going to change too much. It will just harden and it won't be able to be removed. So don't worry about trying to pause this video and rewind to get your instructions. I'm going to send it all of it to you in a written instruction so you have it. But that is our wine glass. And our last one is our spice container. So over the years, I have done many different Temple for Toddlers spice containers. This might be my most favorite, and I'll tell you why. So you'll have this little silver container, and you'll have some stickers in there, and you can actually use the bag of permanent markers as well. If you don't want to worry about the markers, you can, again, certainly use stickers or don't do anything at all. But the cool thing about this is it's a little metal spice container. I actually wrote Havdalah in Hebrew. Thank you, Shalom's Hebrew and Religious School, for teaching me how to write Hebrew. And I love it because it's a magnet on the back. So you can actually just stick this right on your refrigerator. Once you seal it, there's like these little vents on the side that you can turn. So I love it because you can just turn it a little bit, get that smell of Shabbat, and then close, just turn the lid and then stick it right to your refrigerator. You won't have to worry about losing it, which always happens at our house. We have the little bags of cloves. We have our old Temple for Toddlers cardboard bug containers that we used to use. You can choose to tape it if you want to as well. But I think the cool thing about having it on the refrigerator is you don't have to worry about little hands grabbing it off. So there should be either like a container of cloves or a little baggie that I included. What we like to do at our house too is we mix spices in there. So we'll put like a cinnamon stick in there. And you can certainly put a half of a cinnamon stick in here. We've done nutmeg, whole nutmeg in there before. So you can really, some allspice, you can really change it up and put whatever you like that sort of makes you think of Shabbat. So I put a little bit of cloves in there. You just close up the lid. And the cool part too is that there is the larger hole, which is how if you were going to take anything out, you would turn, but it also has these little dots. So you can just move it to where this, the little hole is and just sort of smell without having to take the lid off. So it's really kind of cool. And then again, just stick that right in your refrigerator. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So those are our 3 projects for this month: our candlestick holder, our wine glass, and our spice holder. And that is everything to complete this part of our Shabbat box. So I hope you love the project. I'm loving, and Rabbi Rachel, I think I sent you a few, and Miss Wendy, some of the pictures of kids working on their projects. They're so cool. I love that you guys are loving the projects as much as we did creating it. And sadly, we only have one more Temple for Toddlers after this, which is so crazy that this whole school year went by so quick. So in May, there'll be one last Temple for Toddlers with there should be one lonely craft project left that's not been completed, which is your Shabbat box. And again, there'll be a bag of paints and some paintbrushes in there, and we will go over how to do our Tzedakah box, learn all about Tzedakah, and I'm sure sing a few Miss Wendy songs in there as well. So I wanted to thank Reverend Rachel for your amazing story too.
Well, let me just say, at least in our house,
Yeah.
Havdalah is one of those things that, like, once when we remember to do it and when we're all at home on a Saturday night, we're always like so happy that we've done it. It takes like 5 minutes and it kind of brings us together, and it's just like a lovely moment. So I would encourage you to just like put it in your calendar, set an alarm for like right before bedtime on a Saturday night, in between dinner and bedtime. It's like the perfect way to kind of wind down a fun Shabbat Saturday. And it's just one of those moments that is quality family time, and you get the quality time with like there's very little that you have to set up. There's very little that you have to clean up. And it's like one of those beautiful family traditions that is really memorable and sweet.
It's always been
one
my
of my
favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of Shabbat is Havdalah, and I can't wait till we are back in Clearfield Hall at a movie night doing Havdalah together, or back on one of our family programs, spending Havdalah together. I will say that's one of the highlights of the time we've been at home together, is that we have done Havdalah at home more now than probably ever before. And it's been great, and it is really, truly my most favorite part of Shabbat.
And I think
so
that,
thank you, Miss Wendy.
Oh, sorry. I think that for many of us who like went to Jewish camp or whatever, like we think like Havdalah is something that you do at camp. And I remember even one time talking to somebody and saying like, they were like, well, we can't do Havdalah. We don't have a lake. You don't need a lake for Havdalah. You don't need to be at Jewish camp. You can do it in your own house.
It's such a nice way to refocus before starting the week. I love your idea of doing it at bedtime. And then they can listen to little Lila Tove as well for another story and some music. What a great idea, Rabbi Rachel.
All of our videos, like our little Lila Toves and Temple for Toddlers, are on our website under our early childhood education library and on YouTube. So feel free to go back and do these projects again with younger kids, older kids. If you have any questions about any of them or where we got some of the materials, if you want to recreate your own Shabbat box this summer, feel free to message me, and I'm happy to connect you to where we got all the projects and all the instructions as well. So thank you for joining us for our April Temple for Toddlers All About Havdalah edition. Thank you, Rabbi Rachel. Thank you, Miss Wendy. Miss Wendy, do you want to take us out with some music?
I do, thinking of Havdalah and thinking of the spices and the wine and the candle. And today is Earth Day. I wanna do this. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands or touching elbows these days, saying, how do you do? But they're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Oh, thank you, Miss Wendy. I love that song.
I love that song. Thank you, Louis Armstrong.
Well, thank you again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We can't wait to see you
Thank you to Abby and Amber for putting all these supplies together.
Oh my goodness, such great jobs. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Have a great day. Enjoy no snow and a little bit of sun today. Bye.